Me, every time I see my gap coming back because I lost my rudder. What are you doing? What is that? A grill or something you put me? Is that sandpaper? What the heliante? What is you doing? Homie just wedged up sandpaper between her teeth to get rid of her gap? This makes no sense for a couple of reasons. Because, well, obviously she had her gap closed, okay? And then she had the first issue, which is she forgot to wear her retainer, or she lost it. And so unfortunately your teeth move. And one of the biggest things that happen is when you have a gap, it's almost like you have a spring between your teeth wanting to shoot that gap back open. And so if you're not wearing your retainer, or you don't have a permanent retainer on the back of your two front teeth, then yes, that gap will shoot back open, especially if your lower teeth are hitting and jamming into it. You're just gonna open that bad boy up no matter what you do. Now, what she is doing is wedging something between her side teeth to push that gap closed. And now, that may close the center gap, but then the gap on the sides, now you're gonna have two gaps. You're gonna have two gaps on each side and then no gap in the middle. And then because you don't have a retainer, within literally like a day, it's gonna go back to the center again. So it's literally not gonna do anything. And if this really is sandpaper, you're literally wearing away your tooth structure in between, which are making your teeth skinnier, which will create more gaps, and then your gap will infinitely get bigger. This is just a terrible idea. This is almost as bad as putting loom bands between your teeth. You don't want to get me started on the loom band trend these days. Anyways, I would probably say don't do this, but let's see what the people in the comments had to say. Someone got straight up a picture that just says, I love my gap. And that's actually true. Sometimes you just gotta own the gap. In fact, gaps are actually pretty familial, and your whole family genetic-wise has them. And so a lot of times you'll come in, the whole family line's got gaps. And sometimes they'll even fight about whether they should close their gap or leave it open when they're in braces. So maybe you should just embrace it, or literally embrace it and go back into braces and fix it. Someone said use 2 small rubber bands, you'll see results in the same day. Don't do that. That's actually a problem too, because what happens is they can go together and then the rubber bands slide up your tooth. And there's actually been people who have lost their teeth from this because the rubber band gets lost up and slides up their tooth root and they can't get it out. And then it ends up just basically ruining their teeth. And someone said, please girl, get another retainer. This is gonna mess up all the spacing and you're gonna have to do all the braces again. And that's totally true, because if they have a mold of your teeth when they were closed up, they can remake you the retainer of what your teeth looked like when you got done, and then you can force that guy in and it will actually close up the gap and get everything back the way it was, and then you'll have your retainer and you'll have perfectly spaced teeth the way that they're supposed to be. That's what I would do anyways if I was you. I know it sucks, you gotta pay a little money, try not to lose your retainer. That's probably step 1, but I understand that it sucks, but that's the best option of what I would suggest you to do to get that gap closed.